new email, a fourth email from someone who claims he knows who kidnapped Nancy Guthrie. And in this new communication, TMZ says that the sender again demands payment via Bitcoin for the information and warns ominously, quote, "I know what I saw 5 days ago south of the border." Now, TMZ founder Harvey Levin, who will join us in just a moment, is making his own plea and offer to the sender. Harvey now has offered this person, if they actually have the information they say they do, that they can send it to TMZ, and TMZ will pass it along to the FBI as they seem to not want to do so themselves. Harvey Levin has been breaking news from the beginning of this investigation, also received that initial ransom note, and he's out front now. Harvey, thanks for coming on. I want to talk about your offer in just a moment, but first, what's the latest that you're learning and picking up?
Well, I can tell you that the FBI is really interested in this ransom note and has been for many days now. And without saying more, there's absolutely no doubt that they are spending a lot of time on this. They're also interested in these 4 letters that we've been getting from this person. And we know it's the same person because they keep putting the same Bitcoin address in, saying that he can lead them to Nancy and the kidnappers. I say that plural, and we can get into that. As a matter of fact, I can right now. Let me just read you this. You read part of it. "I know what I saw 5 days ago south of the border, and I was told to shut up. So I know who he is, and that was definitely Nancy with them." So he says them, plural, and in another email, a previous one, he also referred to the kidnappers in the plural. So that's what he's saying. And Kate, I can't vouch for this. I can't tell you that it's real, it's fake. We made it clear to him today, and he saw this either on social media or on our website, that if he is lying, if this is a fake, he's committed a crime. So I can't tell you, but I know the FBI is looking at this.
I assume you've not gotten a response yet to your offer to act as a go-between. If they don't want to contact the FBI themselves, for all the various reasons you've kind of previously discussed, you would take the information, you would pass it along, and I'm assuming or guessing no response yet.
Well, there was a response, and I'm not going to get into it until and unless he actually gives us the information, because I feel like this is becoming a cat and mouse game. So what we said to him was, look, you don't trust the FBI. You've made that clear. And so if you're contacting us, just give us the information. We'll give it to the FBI. And then if that leads to finding Nancy and the arrest of the kidnapper, then there's a record that you're the one who did it and you'll get the ransom money. So, that's on the table with him, and he has not said yes.
Though you have received a response to your offer, does it indicate openness or frustration or any indication that that they're contemplating this offer?
Frustration. Clearly frustration. He is talking, in these letters. He said in the one we got early this morning, he said, look, I have a burglary conviction 10 years ago, which I think is really interesting. I have a burglary, because you're wondering, why is this guy somehow connected to the kidnapper? So he said, look, he has a record, and he's worried, it sounds like, of getting implicated in this somehow. He's worried of retaliation by the people who have done this. He gets into that in several of the letters, most recently the one this morning.
Where did the idea come from, Harvey? Was this born out of your frustration that this person continues to demand money but nothing concrete had come from it? I'm really curious about it.
I had to talk to the FBI about something this morning, and I just said, look, why don't I just do this? And I got a return call, and they said we would not oppose that. So, they're not, this is delicate because look, there have been times we've worked with law enforcement, but most of the time there's a wall, and they are sources, but we're not cooperating, to the extent we are here because somebody's life is at stake. So this is it's tricky to navigate this because we're not part of law enforcement. At the same time, it's obvious that somebody's life hangs in the balance here. So we're trying to do as much as we can, and also kind of draw that line between journalism and helping law enforcement.
I entirely appreciate the delicate situation that you have been navigating quite remarkably throughout this, considering the position that you and your organization have been put in since you've been the one sent these letters and these communications. The FBI, you said they were not opposed. I was going to ask what reaction you'd gotten from the FBI when you said, I'm going to do this. So they're open to ideas.
Not to make light of it, but the first reaction I got was, huh. So, yeah, I mean, look, they're trying to figure out how to get this guy and figure out whether he's real or fake. And so, I think, look, we put it out there. We'll see if it works. But, so far we have not gotten the information. And honestly, Kate, if we do get the information, we're going to be radio silent about it, because the worst thing would be that you get the information and then we blast it out there. So if we get it, we'll pass it on to the FBI and then just play the waiting game.
And I totally respect that as well. You've done some, also, you guys have you've done some more reporting on this glove that is such a central focus right now, that's been found, that's been being tested. What are you picking up about that?
So I've talked to some law enforcement people about this, and this has been gnawing at me. I hope this is the glove and they get DNA and they find the kidnapper. But I got to tell you, they find this glove 2 miles away. When you think about it, this guy goes into the house with the gloves on. If he took Nancy in his car, which is the only thing that makes sense, the first thing he's going to do is take the gloves off so he can drive. And if the gloves are sitting on the seat, how does one end up 2 miles away on the side of the road? It just doesn't make sense. So I don't know, maybe this is too logical, but why, if he took the gloves off, would one end up in the field? There's something about it that just my spidey senses have gone up on it. And I can tell you that there are some people in law enforcement who feel the same way.
Harvey, thank you so much for coming on and for how you are navigating and and TMZ is navigating what is an entirely delicate situation and a tough position to be put in. I really appreciate it. Up front for us next, the newest piece of technology